CIS Globalization by Marilyn M. DeLong, Stephen Chip, and Seven Sarantos.
Defining globalization in CIS, the increasing interconnectedness of interdependence of technology systems, software, and digital platforms across the world encompasses the global sharing of information, data, services through the internet and various communication technologies.
Life before CIS. Before CIS, communication, shopping, cultural exchanges, and businesses ran a lot differently. When it came to communication, most people did their communicating through telephones, mailing one another, or simple face to face conversations. When it came to shopping, people would usually have to go to the store or shop, or maybe on occasion order through the phone or through a catalog that came to their mail. And cultural exchanges were a lot different. It was a lot slower to be able to learn about different cultures and what was happening, because the only ways you could really learn was through the books, magazines, or just big cultural events happening that made the news. And in businesses, it was too expensive to conduct businesses globally, so a lot of things were more locally.
How CIS impacts globalization. CIS has accelerated globalization as it brings the world closer with technologies and new ways of communication. Through communication, technology has bridged geographical gaps, real-time communication tools like video conferencing and text messaging, various other things. Through trade, technology has bridged with data analytics and artificial intelligence, empowering companies to compete on global stage with reduced costs and increased efficiency to themselves. Through marketing, you're able to mass market to everyone, no matter where they're from. With large-scale ads and all sorts. Through shopping, companies can reach customers all around the world with a click of a button and have it delivered in a matter of days through various shopping stores and centric things like Amazon.
The backbone that is IT. No modern economy can be sustained today without adequate and persuasive ICT infrastructure in place by Paul Annabelli. The overall impact IT has on many businesses is that it makes things be able to run quickly and effectively. Some of the big backbones IT are for organizations are things like the medical field, education, and businesses. With the medical field, they're able to make sure records of a person is easily accessible to people who have access, and also can make sure that the right people are the only ones that have access to those records. When it comes to education, a lot of education, like this class, is virtual, and that is because of IT. And with businesses, to be able to conduct businesses through websites like Amazon or Walmart, Meijer, etc., IT is needed to be able to make sure those sites are running properly.
Some of the struggles that we face. There are things we face, however, due to globalization that affect CIS, with cultural barriers, languages, and understanding how culture operates within. It can create sort of a barrier and a gap which stops things from intertwining. With cybersecurity, the bigger companies and more globalization use, the higher the rank for security threats, higher risks, causing more problems, and they'll continue to just spread. With legality, understanding laws and regulations of our countries in order to operate those businesses become stricter. Ethical dilemmas, AI replaces workers at companies, outsourcing to other countries, less labor laws, lower minimum wage, causing cheap labor and becoming a larger problem.
AI's impact on CIS. AI for short means artificial intelligence, and is making artificial intelligence be able to think and work like a human. AI has been around for a long time, since the 1900s, but due to its recent developments with machine learning, it has made recent impacts that most people know about today compared to in the 1900s. And because of these advancements with AI, we have been relying on more and more with things like cybersecurity and even driving with Tesla. And while AI is definitely an important tool, we're stumbling into a time when we are using it more and more to the point that we're relying more on people to do the work, especially in CIS.
The growth of cybersecurity, making sure that data is secure, is a key piece of IT, and with globalization, the scope of that has drastically changed. Starting back in 1971 with the Creeper program, which was made to copy itself, and was then creating the Reaper program, which was made to delete it and stop it from spreading throughout the computer device, and stop something like a virus from happening continuing, which would then evolve into later viruses and programs and worms and ciphers. And a different example would be in 1986, Brain, which was a PC virus, which would spread via floppy disk made by two brothers and they just sent it to each other to see if they could copy each other's system into the other's computer. And then 1988, the Morse worm would spread on the internet, showing vulnerabilities in computers, sometimes called the Great Worm, self-replicate, crash devices, and it was a very big problem on the internet, and it still technically exists, just floating around on the internet. If you have something like a Windows XP, which was made back in 2001, and if you connect your device to the internet for even a few minutes, your device is corrupted.
I have had various jobs over my lifetime and even lived before computers were a household name. I also got to witness firsthand how computer information systems accelerate globalizations. World cultures opened up to me, like when I worked with the Japanese at Nissan Technical Center in Farmington, Michigan. And thankful that Microsoft put pictures on all the icons because I couldn't speak or read Japanese. I worked with software developers in India that helped me develop a code so a local business owner can run his business more efficiently. I worked with Chinese technical support teams to help resolve a lot of different issues, including security cameras. I worked side by side with a technician from Switzerland that helped me recalibrate a large plate rolling machine here at a metal fab shop. One of the best things about my field, CIS, is that probably no other field out there can exist or operate the way they do without doing what we do. Medical field, for example, relies heavily on technology, patient tracking, diagnostic equipment, collaboration with specialists from all over the world. They can have an MRI result sent back from a radiologist in Germany in a matter of hours. Admin assistants can collaborate with home offices in Switzerland or Italy, or even in their pajamas while they're sitting in their house. Businesses have a worldwide presence thanks to the internet, and it's thanks to the internet that I have been able to find a lost family recipe that my mom used to make, which was a Polish Easter soup that used a very specific dried mushroom that I can have delivered directly to my doorstep. My thirst about the knowledge is made possible because now I'm able to take this online class and still continue to work full time, be a husband, be a father, and be a grandparent. But with CIS and globalization being so intertwined, bad actors have unfortunately come along with it. Like take McLaren Hospital recently had a cyber attack by a Russian-speaking hacker group known as Black Hat, where they rendered all their computer systems useless. This group has also been responsible for targeting businesses all over the world: China, Austria, Russia, Italy. With technology, people can unfortunately be whoever they want to be. They can have fake websites, fake profiles, and even appear like your next door neighbor is calling you. And it's our job to try to keep you safe out there in this new digital world. One of the fears that are also out there is how CIS and globalization is displacing the traditional worker. As automation and artificial intelligence gain more traction, the people need to resolve problems with those technologies aren't out there. We're supposed to be an adaptable society, so we need to learn how to adapt our skill sets in this ever-changing world. Me personally, I'm excited about what CIS and globalization has to offer in the future, and I very much want to be a part of it. As the ancient Greek philosopher said, nothing is certain but change.
Final thoughts. With the spatial technology advances we make, globalization is always going to be part of CIS. And the struggles we face, we need to make sure we're taking proactive measures to be able to each of them as they come along. And because of technology, CIS has advanced significantly in our field, and it's going to continue to keep advancing. And that's why we got to make sure as CIS industry grows and we have more advanced technology and everything, we need to make sure that we are always growing and learning and evolving within our industry. And while we're usually behind a screen nowadays, especially in the CIS fields, we should also make sure that we don't forget the connection we can have in just being face to face.
Here are references.